Welcome back to the Torch and Key Apothecary. This is a reading for Sunday, June 7th. But of course, if this resonates at a different time, or if you're seeing it in a different time and place, take this energy for how it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, or if a part doesn't feel like it fits, pardon me, then that's okay. Trust that it will fit in time, or that it was meant for someone else. These are general readings, but they are meant to help give you the archetypes, the stories, and the medicine to walk your path. So now down here on the right side, we have our energy that we're starting with here, which is deep being. It is that self-love and acceptance. So, worrying about ourselves right now, making sure that we're in a good place, and really accepting all parts of ourselves, every phase, the good and the bad. I shouldn't even say the good and the bad, because even those shadows are not technically evil. But just accepting all of yourself, no matter what that looks like. We also have salt, which is boundaries. And we've probably had to put up a lot of boundaries as we walk our path. And that's to keep ourselves safe, but also to keep our peace. In order to walk our path, inevitably there are some boundaries that there's a line in the sand that we have to draw. So I would rely on the element of salt right now if you're doing any kind of magical workings to help to enhance that intention, that boundary setting. Remember, please don't salt the earth. And also remember to give that salt intention, speak into the salt what you want it to do. In this specific case, protecting your peace, making sure that whoever crosses over that line of salt and comes into your orbit is only bringing good intentions, is making sure they're good for you. And we have that down here with Coven. This is your soul family. These are the people you bring into your orbit, who are drawn to your orbit, and can cross that salt line because they are good for you. They want the best for you. And they could be coming in at this time. As you walk your path, if you feel like you need support, I would reach out to those people at this time for guidance, for support. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Pardon me. Now for today's energy, we're starting off with the visionary. This is the Hierophant energy. Now, this is a little bit of push and pull here with what is established already, something that is set in stone or has been done generation over generation, versus what you know you can change, something new that you can do. And I think that you're walking a fine line right now between the two. So there is something to be learned from what has come before, but I think that we're applying it in a different way. We're able to imagine the world that we want to live in, and if you can dream it, you can do it. So we have a goal in mind. We have a destination in mind here, and we feel drawn to it. Now, pardon me, oh my goodness. So our end goal is this numinous card. So this is the world. This is reaching the top of the mountain, finally being able to set down our burdens. I think that we're being called to this. So Spirit is calling us up this mountain to chase this spark or idea. And I always say that a mountain is not climbed all at once. It is climbed stone by stone. And we might not know how to get up the mountain yet, but we're being called nonetheless. And it requires a lot of trust to do so. Because I think that we can innately do this. In this energy we're in right now, it's a very confident energy. I think that if we approach whatever this goal is with confidence, this mountain will feel like a molehill very quickly. Now, what's stopping us? Or what's standing in our way? What is our hurdle from this to this? And I really like the depiction of this card. Remember, we're not talking about just the meaning of the card strictly, but we're talking about the imagery here. So this is the Mystic of Bells, or the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a very logical mind, a very analytical thinker. But I think we're getting stuck in our own heads about how to do this. Now, specifically for me, I do face a disability that prevents me from transporting myself, we'll say, from driving or from doing things that able-bodied people can do. So for me, this resonates because this Mystic of Bells is in a wheelchair. And if we look up here at our mountaintop, our numinous, that calling, it feels like there's not a way up the mountain in a wheelchair. And I would caution everyone, myself included, to remember that oftentimes we create in our minds the hurdles that stop us or hold us back. So however that resonates for you, whatever your situation is, I want to hold space for the fact that there are physical hurdles standing in your way, or there might be. But I would also caution you and myself to remember that there always is another way. There is another option. And I think right now our solution as the dreamer of bells is to just imagine, just think outside the box, to possibly even research and find other ideas and other ways. Right now, it's the time to look for your options. And again, don't feel afraid of relying on people at this time. People will help you. All you have to do is ask. They are not mind readers. Now, the outcome here is the Eight of Vials, or the Eight of Cups. And it speaks to walking away from something. And I really enjoy this imagery because it does tell a story beyond your typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck of tarot cards. So in this story of the Eight of Vials, behind the window here, behind these 8 bottles, you have what seems to be the dream. I'm hearing for some of us the American dream. You know, that white picket fence, the happy family. So, and especially with this visionary card, we were talking about kind of walking that thin line between what has always been and what could be. I feel like we're walking away from what has been because it isn't serving us anymore. Everyone looks very happy and cheerful in the background here. And for some of us, we may have what appears to be this happy situation. We have these 8 bottles, these 8 vials, but we're still not fulfilled. The good thing, the thing that I like to point out with the Eight of cups, the Eight of Vials, is that this person, which is us, we are going to seek that ninth vial. Even if we don't know it yet, we are going in search of something better, a wish fulfilled. So if it comes to a point where you have to walk away from something, I think we're being asked to trust that we are being called to something better. Something, I'm thinking bigger. Think bigger. And a way will be made. Now, some advice here is the Justice card. This is all about cause and effect. This is about the actions that you take now having consequences, good or bad. It is doing the work, putting in the work for what you want. And it's also a sense of fairness right now. Like I said, I'm dealing with a disability that doesn't feel fair. I'm facing a system that was not built to support a disability in a culture that relies on car transportation a lot of the time. So if that resonates with you, if you are facing some kind of disability or even facing a system that looks good for able-bodied people with the money to support this, and that's not you, just know that I really resonate with that and I feel you deeply. But I think right now it is time to also demand that. If you're not active in your local community, if you're not reaching out, I'm hearing reach out to your community. Get involved at a community level, and I think you'll find other people who are facing the same things. And I think you are in a spot right now where you can demand this. You can begin to move that needle in a way that is beneficial not only for you, but for your community. So remember, we are being called to something right now. We are being called up this mountain and away from what has always been. And right now it's time to think outside the box. It's time to do our research to find a third way to our destination. And that might mean walking away from something else. It might mean walking away from something that you have thought, at least, that you've always wanted. And sometimes that's harder, is the what ifs. Being in your head about, well, what if I walk away from this thing that feels perfect, that meets all of my needs right now, but doesn't feel like home. It doesn't feel like the place I meant to be. I think we're asking for a little bit of trust right now. So I think I'll leave it there. I hope this resonates, and I hope if you are being faced with a rock and a hard place, I hope that if you are being faced with a path where it feels that you can't overcome it, you can't reach the top, I'm manifesting that for you, that you will find a third way. So I'll leave it there, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And if this does resonate for you, or if you have found an alternative way to a destination, however this resonates, go ahead and leave a comment. Interact with this video in ways that push it out to the people who need to hear it. I'm going to try to make more of these videos and find a style that works. So yeah, have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you next time.